responsibility here for how we got here and has the option and the power to deschedule. But we've also seen DEA for the first time really proactively confirm that they have the ability to deschedule under the Controlled Substances Act. They responded to a letter that my boss led with fellow Cannabis Caucus co-chairs on the merits of descheduling, and in their response confirmed that DEA does have final say on scheduling, rescheduling, or descheduling. And so we still obviously would love to see descheduling from DEA, but certainly with HHS's recommendation of Schedule 3 would be a step in the right direction, and we're going to continue to work on it in Congress.
I have to say that's what's weird. I mean, I feel that the rescheduling thing is getting us lost in the weeds here a little bit. I think that the focus and what we're seeing from a lot of members of Congress too is a focus on descheduling. I think that what's tough right now is that the White House is in a position for the first time to take on these larger issues and to have these broad stroke impacts, but Congress doesn't really have the plan to follow up right now. There's like 27 bills, and in essence, I think that if Congress were able to express to the White House that they have a plan for after descheduling, the White House might take a broader action on it. I think that rescheduling doesn't give Congress enough really room to move. It doesn't really incorporate the reforms. Working from New Jersey, I can tell you that the conflict between federal and state law in the $2 billion economy we've built around cannabis in just 3 years in New Jersey is profound at this point. And that the legislation that I see on the table in Congress hasn't really kept up to speed, even with the reforms that we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years. So again, the White House is in this position to deschedule cannabis. We're talking about the DEA having the power to do it and actually having a reality for the first time. But what we need is a plan from Congress that incorporates an executive action like that and follow up really quick.
Well, I think with Schedule 3 or rescheduling in general, that's still, I think, what we see in the MORE Act is that path forward of deschedule that would finally remove marijuana from the CSA, enact crucial criminal justice reforms, restorative provisions for communities that have been targeted, and it's would be adapted to a Schedule 3 piece. I think Schedule 3 is a step in the right direction, but it's certainly not the end of the path, and I don't think it gets in the way of kind of the path that congressional Democrats and also our colleagues across the aisle have put forward. And we're definitely we will have to adapt a little bit of the language, but most of it is the purpose is to get marijuana out of the CSA so that it is no longer criminalized in this way, and so that we can start to regulate it like substances that are already on the market and federally legal. And that is what we're here to do, and we'll adapt if we get Schedule 3.